Hey girlies, what the heck is up? So, happy Monday. Happy new episode. I'm super excited about this one. It is what I wish I knew before going into high school. So, if you're going into high school, maybe you already are in high school. Things to know, things I wish I knew because I knew absolutely nothing, right? Okay, so best and worst of the week. The best of the week was that I read a really good book called The Shadows Between Us. I read it in a day. It was very good. I'm kind of obsessed, okay? I was smiling the whole time. It was so cute. It was like it was a fantasy Bridgerton. If you watch the show or read the book, which is called The Duke and I, it's kind of like that where it's high society, but she's going to balls and stuff so you can live your princess dreams, right? But this is the fantasy version of that because the king has like shadows and stuff. And the protagonist is literally the coolest person ever. I aspire to be her. She also is very sex positive, I would call her a feminist, but like in a good way. And oh my gosh, I love her so much. And what even was her name? Truly, I don't remember any of their names. It was like the guy's name was Callias, which thankfully she sounded out because when I first looked at it, it looked like Callias. I was like, how am I supposed to remember this? And then the girl's name is Alessandra. And Alessandra is a baddie. She's cool. Callias, you know, is hot. He is a 19-year-old king. Ooh. Can we just take a second, though, to think about what if they imagine having a 19-year-old king right now? Like, today. I'm sorry. It just seems kind of comical. How was that a thing? Anyway, highly recommend. You should read it. And also, if you want to hear thoughts on the book, I did record an episode with Even the Little Things podcast. We have this podcast book club called the Page Turners. Very hype. And if by the time this episode comes out, and that one has already come out, I don't know when it's coming out, but it will be linked. So, whenever they decide to release that, because I don't know, because we haven't recorded it yet, but when they release that, it will be linked down below in this episode so you guys can check it out because book club is fun and you can hear probably about me obsessing over it because I loved it so much compared to the book I'm reading right now. I just want it to end. I thought it was almost over. It is not. I'm 400 pages in. It is 600 and I want to cry. Low-key tempted to give up, but I've made it this far. I don't know. That didn't stop me last time I stopped a book. I was like, I might have had 100 pages left and I just couldn't do it. And there's another book I really want to read. Anyway, okay. Worst of the week. This week wasn't really that bad. I just wish I spent more time outside. Story time. So I went to the pool by myself for the first time, maybe ever. And I was so scared because I don't know if I've ever done an outing just by myself. And I just like to make it clear, I still do not have my license in case anybody was wondering. I don't have it, but I did drive to the pool. I can drive. I don't have my license though. Mainly because I don't know how to park. And also I'm lazy and haven't done it, but I have been driving places. #illegal. Anyways, so I went to the pool for the first time by myself and it was so weird. And there was a lifeguard who's in my brother's grade and he kept staring at me and I was so scared. But anyway, the point of this was that I got burnt on my back. I was there for maybe an hour and my back, I have the sharpest tan line from my bikini in the back. I just have a white line going across my back and it looks so stupid. But yeah, I just wish I spent more time outside because that was fun. I was also kind of scared, but other than that, it was good. Also, sorry for being so chatty. I I don't know. I'm feeling it, the vibes, trying to help hype myself up. I'm recording this episode, what day even is it? I don't know, but it's the weekend, so yay. Or maybe is it the weekend? I don't know, but that's okay because it's summer, so every day is the weekend. Anyway, so we're talking about what I wish I knew before going into high school as a freshman, and the school year is coming up. And I know this can be an anxious time for a lot of people, so hopefully this episode will make you feel better and make you feel more comfortable knowing what you are walking into. Because I know I always get really anxious going back to school, even though I've been at the school for so long. Like, I even know this year I will be anxious to go back to school, and I'm going to be a senior, and I've been going to the school all of high school, and I know for a fact I will be anxious. So just know you're not alone. Everyone feels anxious, or maybe it's just me because I stress a lot. Whew, it's fine. It's fine. I'm chilling. But don't forget to leave a review, subscribe, follow, do all the things. And just know I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here. The first thing that I would like to point out, because obviously it is the most important, your first day of school outfit really doesn't matter. It is not a big deal. No one cares. No one is going to remember. So you don't need to stress so much about it. Obviously, you want to look cute, but no one cares. So don't waste your time trying to find the perfect outfit, the perfect thing to wear. You don't want to be matching with someone else. You don't want to wear what someone else is wearing. You don't want to rewear clothes, whatever. That is dumb. Well, not dumb. It's just you're wasting your time and you can be focusing on more important things. So highly do not recommend. And also, just gonna put it out there, no one cares what you wear. I look really ugly every day I go to school. I've come to the conclusion that school makes me ugly. In fact, because over the summer, I'm like, oh, dang, she cute. And then at school, I'm like, why am I here? I look so dead. My hair is flat. My face is greasy. I'm literally saying all this, and look at me right now. Literally in a sweatshirt. My face is greasy. My hair is probably flat. Anyway, ignore that. Also, I swear, so I was looking at old pictures of myself because I was cleaning out my camera roll, and I've come to the conclusion that throughout high school, I've gone through ups and downs of how cute I look. Freshman year was not it, which is ironic because that's when I had a boyfriend, even though I looked really gross, and acted gross. So I don't even know how that happened. So freshman year, ew, vomit, disgusting. Sophomore year, oh my gosh, who is she? She's so adorable. Junior year, end of junior year. Oh, okay, summer. What happened? Literally, what happened? I swear, just a few weeks ago, I was asking my dad, and I was like, is it possible to, get ugly? Which just sounds stupid, and I know it's, very surface level or whatever. I had this whole talk with my dad. He gets mad at me because I ask questions like that. I promise I'm not that shallow most of the time. all of the time. I mean, maybe most of the time. Anyway, okay. But your first day of school outfit does not matter. No one cares. No one is going to remember. So don't stress about it. Next thing. Actually do your summer reading, guys. Don't just read the Spark Notes. Because you never know if your summer reading might be a book that you never talk about ever again. Or it could be a book that is on your final or that you have to write an essay about. You don't know. So the best thing you can do is be prepared. I mean, I've had summer reading books where we didn't talk about them at all. I've had some we talked about it maybe for a week. I've others we spent multiple weeks on. We had to write multiple essays on. So truly, it depends. And be prepared for the absolute worst. So read the book. Highly suggest annotating. Make notes in your book. Write down important things. Especially, this is going to be helpful if you have to write an essay and they're like, use quotes, and you're like, I didn't read the book. Or, oh my gosh, I didn't annotate anything. I read this in June. I don't remember any of it. Annotate it. This is also why I've convinced myself that I'm not going to read my summer reading books until August. I guess it is August now when this episode comes out, but right now it's not. But I was like, I'll just read them in August. June goes. Oh, it is still. What even? I have no concept of time. It's like June's over, July's over, 1 week until school. Oh, I have 2 summer reading books. I actually have less summer reading books being a senior than I do when I was a junior. I had 4. Yeah, I had 4 last year, and all of them were like this thick. So what is that, like 300 pages? I've become really good at guessing page numbers by how thick a book is, and I think it's my special talent. And I think it's quite impressive considering pretty much all the books I've read this year have been on my Kindle, but my mom was reading a book, and I was so mad at myself because I was like, oh, how much is that? 260 pages? It was 280. Crying. I was so close. But it's like how people at fairs can guess your weight, which is also weird. But I can guess how long a book is. Do your reading. And if you don't do your reading, at least know the plot. At least know characters in the book so you're not getting to English class and don't know anything, because that's going to leave a bad impression on your English teacher. And you want them to be like, oh my gosh, Carmen is so prepared. She's such a good student. And you're like, yeah, I am. Okay, just be prepared. And then your teacher will love you forever, because I know everyone doesn't do the summer reading. I mean, half the people in my English class didn't read, or probably more than half, probably the majority, didn't read any of the books all year. Don't be like those people. Your teacher doesn't like those people. Read the book, and then you can participate, and then overall, your grade is going to be better. Crazy how that works, right?
Today's episode is brought to you by DB. DB is a Scandinavian brand that makes backpacks and bags to help people on the move stay ready for anything. From the streets to the peaks, DB's gear is travel tested by some of the world's best athletes, adventurers, and creators. Over the past decade, DB has designed and developed, released, and refined the best bags in the market. With DB's patented hook-up system, you are able to attach smaller products to your backpack, roller, or tote. Let me just say, having the right bag when you're traveling is so important. It can honestly make or break a trip. We're teaming up with DB to exclusively offer our listeners 10% off your next purchase by using the code POD10 or going to the link in our show notes. DB, it's time to move on, time to get going.
Next thing is that's important to remember is that no one has it figured out when they first get to high school. Everyone is anxious. No one knows what's going to happen. Maybe if someone has older siblings, they might. But you've never been through it. It's a new experience for all the freshmen. And even going into a different year of high school, it's still a different experience. You still don't really know what's going to happen. I mean, you might have an idea, but it's okay if you're worried. I think it helps to talk to a friend. Be like, oh my gosh, I'm like so anxious about going back to school. How are you feeling? I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, me too. Or, I'm not really that anxious. But it depends on the person. Personally, I would be anxious. I mean, I'm still anxious and school doesn't even start for a while. But just know, no one has it figured out. No one knows what's happening. All the freshmen get there. No one knows what's going on. That's okay. You don't need to know what's going on. The teachers will explain it to you. If you get confused, ask an upperclassman. If you see someone older than you, guys, also, just want to put this one out there. If you get lost in school and don't know where a room is, ask an upperclassman. Don't be embarrassed. I promise they won't remember you or they won't think it's weird. And if they do, that's like 5 seconds of their entire life. They don't care. but you need to get to class. So if you see someone in the hallway, ask them where to go, ask them for directions, and they'll help you. Another thing I wanted to touch on is friends, because I think going into high school, especially if you're going to a new school, it can be really confusing what's happening with your friend group, if you're all going to stay friends, how to make new friends, all the things. And I actually talked about this in an episode called Giving You Advice, where I talked about some friend stuff. But just know that friends change throughout high school when you get to high school, and that's okay. You're not going to have the same friend group the entirety of high school. You're not going to be friends with the same girls you were friends with in middle school. I mean, you might still be friends with some of them. You might still be friendly with a few of them, but that doesn't mean you have to be best friends with them. Meet new people. Try to talk to other people. I think the most important thing you can do freshman year is talk to as many people as you can. And this is coming from someone who hates talking to people, who hates meeting new people. I don't like new things, but it's what you have to do. And it's going to help you find the people that you really vibe with and that you can spend time with. And just know you don't have to be friends with these people all of high school. I know my friends have changed quite a bit. I've stayed friends constantly with a few of the same girls, but a lot of the people I'll talk to most people in my grade. My grade's really small. I wouldn't say I'm friends with everybody, but I know all of them. I've had conversations probably with all of them. And I think that's the most important thing, is just putting yourself out there, and that way you'll find friends, you'll find your people. But if you're kind of worried about that isn't, I guess, really your thing, putting yourself out there, try joining different activities. Specifically, what I suggest the most is joining a team sport in the fall, okay? And I don't like sports, and I'm saying this, it's important. Join a team sport in the fall. This will help you make friends easier, and you'll have a fun activity to do. And it also will connect you with some of the older girls. So if you have questions, you can ask them. I know I played volleyball my freshman year, and I'm really glad I did, because that's where I met most of my friends. I mean, I don't play volleyball anymore, but it's just like a fun thing you can do. And when you have summer practices, all that stuff. I mean, now might be late to join a sports team because of like preseason and stuff, but try joining a sports team or finding an activity, just something you can do that'll put you out there and help you meet kids at your school. That'll help. And obviously, all your friends should not and probably won't be people who only go to your school, because obviously you're going to meet other people, you're going to do other activities outside of school. But I think it's important to have at least a few friends at school that you can talk to and all that. And of course, you can make friends in your classes, but it helps going into school and seeing a few faces that you actually know, seeing people that you can recognize. Okay, guys, I wish I knew this. Or I don't know if this seems like common sense to some people, but for me, I was under the perception, I was like, oh, I need to have a boyfriend. I don't even know if I wanted a boyfriend. I mean, I probably did. I was like, I need to have a boyfriend freshman year. I need to do that. Having a boyfriend, that's cool. You don't need a boyfriend. No one cares. You're a freshman. Focus on making friends. You don't need a boyfriend. And I think also it's kind of a bad thing in a way to have a boyfriend like when you're first a freshman, because that's when you're supposed to be figuring stuff out. That's when you're supposed to be getting comfortable by yourself, learning the ropes of things. And if you're relying on some other dude when y'all break up, it's gonna be like you're a freshman again and you don't know how to do anything. So that's why it's important you don't need a boyfriend, okay? I swear, you do not need a boyfriend. You can get one, obviously, but don't feel pressured to try to get one when you're first freshman. You have so many other better things to focus on. friends, school, sports, activities, whatever. So many other things I could name, but having a boyfriend is not one of them. You should participate in all the activities that you want to participate in, and don't stop yourself for fear of being judged or embarrassing yourself. I know this stopped me from doing so many things that I wanted to do. For example, freshman year, I wanted to join Y Club, but I was like, no, that's not cool. None of my friends are doing that. And then sophomore year, I did join, and it was the most fun thing ever. It's like mock UN government stuff. So fun, right? And I was like, oh, I wish I did this freshman year, or stuff like that. Find activities that you want to do, but you're like, what will my friends think? None of my friends are doing it. I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't think I should do that. Just do it. Guys, I literally did, when was this? I can't remember, freshman or sophomore year. I literally did aerial silks. Okay. First of all, that was the most fun activity I think I've done all of high school. I did it with 3 of my other friends, and we had the best time. Okay. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much silks and like just hanging from the ceiling, and you get to climb on them and do tricks and do drops, and it was so fun. And I'm not an athletic person. I'm not very flexible. Pretty much I have all these skills that would make me bad at silks. And in fact, I was not great, but it was the most fun I had. And I'm glad I did it. I mean, I didn't do it for very long, maybe a few months, but it was a good experience. And it was something that we were like, yeah, let's just do it. Who cares? And those are the most fun things. And if you don't do it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't do that. And you're going to be missing out. You're going to wish you did it. And looking back, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that would have been so fun. Or at least that would have been so funny. I would have had a good story to tell. It's not like you have to be good at everything, but you can try doing different things. And that'll be what makes it good. Going along with that, I think it's important to try different activities and experiment until you find something you like. You can join clubs, play sports, do community service, whatever. Just try experimenting with different types of activities to find something that you really like. Because I know personally, I love doing community service. I did community service for a while. The place I was doing it, though, was not open because of COVID, and I haven't gone back because I'm going out of town. By the time this episode is out, I will, in fact, be out of town. But I love doing community service, and I did it with a friend, and that was fun. I have played sports. I played volleyball. That was probably my least favorite thing I have done. But I made friends, and I had good experiences. And I've joined clubs like Y Club, and you get to go like out of town and go to a conference and spend the night in a hotel room, like fun stuff. So just experiment with different types of activities, variety. I mean, I'm literally do a podcast, right? And I'm a 17-year-old about to be senior. Literally, what the freaking heck? I say this, I swear, every episode. It's probably not every episode. It just feels like it. I've been like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm going to be a senior. I'm going to be a senior, guys. No one cares. But I'm so scared. I don't want to. I'm scared. It feels so full circle because I remember going into school as a freshman and looking up at the seniors. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're so old. They're so cool. They have everything figured out. Guys, I don't even know what's going on. I can tell you for a fact, I know probably as much as y'all know, especially about things happening in school. I think freshmen always think the seniors know what's happening. They know what's being planned. No. Okay. None of us know anything. And I think that's just such a weird thing to realize because I always thought when I got to a certain age, I would just know stuff. Hasn't happened yet. I still don't know anything. Waiting for that to happen, you know? But it's just so weird. I'm going to be a senior and I'm going to turn 18 this year. illegal. That's illegal. Oh my God, I'm going to be an adult. Well, like, not an adult, but legally an adult. I can vote. That is what I'm most excited about. I want to vote so badly. Try different activities. Experiment until you find something that you like. And even if you don't like something or you're kind of iffy on it, just try it and at least you'll have funny stories. You can also, if your school has an elective, I think all schools have electives, but I don't know. Try different electives. I know I went out of my comfort zone a little sophomore year. I took a religion elective. It was Eastern World Religions, and it might be my favorite class or one of my favorite classes that I've taken at my school, and it was really interesting, and I learned a lot about that, and I like learning about religion. I think it's cool. Well, pretty much religion that's not like Christianity, because that's like, never mind. I don't want to say stuff because I don't want people to attack me in my DMs. They probably already will. The amount of people. Speaking of that, so I had one reel, I guess, kind of blow up. It had like 5 million views or whatever. And so many boys were in the comments just being so rude. The amount of comments I had to delete off that video from boys being stupid or rude or girls being like, oh my gosh, this is so disgusting. How could you ever say this? So like future employers are going to see that. I'm like, bruh, what? Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't know why people care so much. But again, they're taking time out of their day to focus on me. Okay, that's, I guess I'm famous now. Whatever, like, what? Why do you care? Just keep scrolling. Keep scrolling, hun. Thank you. What was I even saying? I'm sorry. I just feel, I feel like I'm getting distracted, but I'm fine. I'm not going to be distracted. We're going to do this. Anyway, try different activities. And eventually you'll find something you like. I know I did a book club sophomore year, and this was when I wasn't really back into reading yet. Because as I said, I was super into reading like up until 8th grade, and then freshman year I just stopped reading. Sophomore year I might have read like one book, and I did this book club, and we pretty much just read murder mysteries and like Jane Austen, I think, which is just funny. And over that summer I got back into reading because I did that book club. So it's kind of weird how things connect. I guess, well, book club and reading more would make sense. But you get my point, right? Like, you're going to do something and it might not be your favorite thing, but it could lead you to something that is actually fun and that you do actually like, and something that you'll enjoy more. Because I know now I have my Kindle, my beloved Kindle. I feel like I haven't given it served justice recently or given it enough attention. I haven't talked about it in so long. Shout out to my Kindle. I should name it. Speaking of names, back here, right there for everyone on video, for audio people, there is a plant behind me, and it is Eugene. I introduced him on my Instagram stories months ago, so I doubt anybody remembered, because I think when I did that, I might have had like 3,000 followers, so most people would not know Eugene. Eugene's a real one. He does not usually live here, but for the podcast, he likes to chill with me. Anyway, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, you need to take notes in class and pay attention. I know you're a freshman. You're like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go to college in years. It's going to be so far away. No, it's going to speed up. It's going to catch up to you. You need to focus on your grades. You need to do well. Freshman year is the easiest time to do well. And if you can get all A's freshman year, you're good. Okay? And it's not even like that's hard, because freshman year, it's the easiest classes. It's like pretty much all the general stuff that everyone has to do. And all you have to do is pay attention. If you're taking notes, okay, Notes will save you, especially for finals. You don't want to be that person who didn't take notes all year and then it's finals and they have nothing to review. You need notes to review for tests, quizzes, finals, whatever, all the things. You need it. And just know, when you're putting in work, I feel like I sound like a teacher. When you're like actually trying in the class, when you're actively participating, you're going to end up doing better in that class because you're actually actively applying your knowledge and participating. And that's going to be more beneficial for you than it would be just to sit in the back of the room and play Call of Duty on your laptop or play, what's that game? I don't know another game, but the boys at my school literally play Call of Duty. All freshman year, just in every class, Call of Duty on their laptops. I don't know how their laptops didn't die, because you could just hear all the fans heating. It was like, shh, which is just so annoying. I guess that relates to my next thing. But take care of your health. Drink your water. Take care of your hygiene. Shower, obviously. Take care of your mental health. Your mental health will always be more important than whatever school stuff you're worried about. Don't be afraid to go to a therapist. Freshman year can be a hard time. It's a big transition. It's change. And it's okay if you feel anxious. It's okay if you feel stressed. If you're sad. If you don't really know what's happening. If you feel like you don't really fit in. That's okay. I mean, I feel like we've all been through that freshman year. It's just kind of something you gotta go through. But it does help if you have someone to talk to. Therapist, trusted adult, parent, a friend, someone to talk to. And just know you aren't alone. And that your friends are going through this too. So reach out to them. Ask them to go to lunch one day or whatever. Go to the mall. Go out to eat. And just chat all about how you're feeling. Ask them if they feel the same way. If they have any tips. What they've been doing. How they've been handling all of it. And that'll help to make you feel like you aren't as alone. If you can have someone to relate to you. Or maybe even like internet friends watching vlogs about back to school. That might make you feel better, or I guess could make you feel worse. I don't know. I feel like it'd be better if you see other people and know what they're going through, even if it isn't someone in real life, even if it is someone online. So you're going to want to find a trusted confidant to talk to when you're overwhelmed, a friend, a parent, a trusted adult. Because trust me, you will be overwhelmed. It might seem like a lot that's going on. There's a lot of social things. So it's friend drama, boy drama, and school, and sports, and this extracurricular that my mom's making me do that I don't want to do. It's a lot that's going on, and just take it one step at a time. Also, if there's like a social thing that all your friends are going to, if there's a football game, go to the football game. Okay, I don't even like football, and I'm saying this. It's not about football, okay? It's about the social part of it. And this is where you can meet new friends and make better friends, have better relationships with people. Go out. When people are going out, go out too. Even if you're not like a super social person, even if you are more introverted, I still think it's important to get out and go do stuff with your friends. Me saying this, literally, when was the last time I saw someone? Actually, a few days ago. Never mind, I'm good. I am hanging out with Seth on Monday, which is fun. I also think you need to remember that you're just a freshman. You are 14 years old, 14, 15. Wait, are you 14 or 15 or 16? You are 14, 15, 16. Whatever that age range. You are somewhere around there. I don't know the ages. So just be patient with yourself. Be patient with others. Know that it's okay not to have everything figured out. Know that others also don't have everything figured out. Think, if you don't know what's happening, this person probably doesn't either. So no need to hold it against them. We're all learning. We all make mistakes. People do dumb things. You're gonna do dumb things. That's okay. It's just about getting back up, picking yourself up again, and being like, that probably wasn't the best idea. Okay, maybe I won't do that again. Or maybe you're the person who's like, oh my gosh, that was so dumb. I'm doing it again. Yes. You could be that type of person. Whatever floats your boat, man. Whatever floats your boat. And don't be afraid of the change high school brings. I know I hate change. I'll say it. I'm not the best with change. I will go out of my way to avoid change, to avoid confrontation with change, but it's just something that you have to experience, and it's going to be uncomfortable. It might be hard at sometimes. It'll be fun. It'll be some of your best times, some of your worst times, but it's high school, and honestly, even if it sucks, which it might at some points, but it's 4 years of your life. Then you get to leave. You get to go to college. You get to be away from these people. So if you end up hating everyone at your high school, just know it'll be over soon. But still try to experience all the things you can experience. And try not to miss out on everything. Try not to stay in your room. Me saying this, I need to be better at this. I will say that. But hang out with your friends. Hang out with a boy, a girl, whatever. Just have fun. Be nice to your siblings. Okay. Be nice to your siblings. And yeah, don't forget to leave a review, subscribe, follow, do all the things. And thank you all so much for listening. And I really hope this helps. I start school August 18th. So literally rip. I live in the South, which means everything starts and ends early. I think my last day of school might have been May 28th, 29th, somewhere around there. So I'm starting August 18th, and I want to cry. This summer has been so short, but it's okay. It's fine. Me trying to force myself to be happy. I read somewhere that if you smile, you'll convince your brain that you're happy. So that is currently what I am doing. I'm happy, I swear. So let me know when you guys start school in the comments on YouTube, Instagram, or DM me on Instagram. And don't forget to check out all the links in the description of this episode to find my website, newsletter, email, etc. All the things. And also, like I talked about in the beginning of the episode, I will link the book club episode from the Even the Little Things podcast if it is up. I think it will be. I don't know the exact date that it will be coming out, but if it is out by this time, I will have it linked. So definitely check that out once this episode is over and listen to that because Hannah and Dwani are great and I'm there, so you should check it out. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the Girly Girl Podcast if you aren't already. And just know everything will be okay. I love y'all so much. And it's just freshman year. No need to fret. Okay, bye!